They say the hardest journey in life isn't climbing mountains or chasing dreams, it is learning how to let go. This story will take you there, through the heart of a man who discovered freedom not by holding tighter, but by finally opening his hands. Once upon a time, there was a man named Arun who lived beside a quiet river at the edge of a mountain village. He was a sculptor, a man who shaped beauty from stone, carving faces and stories into marble with hands both strong and gentle. But what people didn't know was that Arun carried a stone far heavier than any he carved, a stone that lived in his heart. Years ago, he had lost the woman he loved. Her name was Mira. She had fallen sick one winter and left him with nothing but memories and silence. Since that day, Arun had stopped smiling. He kept carving, but his eyes had lost their spark. Every statue he made looked sorrowful, as if the marble itself was mourning. He refused to leave the village, refused to love again, refused to change anything in his home. It was as if he was trying to freeze time, to stop the world from moving beyond her. One day, an old monk visited the village. He had come from the monastery beyond the mountains and was known for his strange wisdom. He saw Arun sitting beside the river, staring into the current. The monk sat beside him in silence for a while, then said softly, "You look like a man fighting with the water." Arun didn't look up. "I'm not fighting anything," he said bitterly. "I'm just trying to remember." The monk smiled. "Sometimes remembering is the fight." Arun frowned. "What would you know about it?" The monk didn't answer. He simply picked up a round stone from the riverbank and handed it to Arun. "Hold this," he said. Arun took it. "Now," the monk continued, "hold it tight. Don't let it go." Arun gripped the stone in his fist. Minutes passed. The monk said nothing. The river kept flowing, the air thick with the sound of moving water. After a while, Arun's hand began to ache. His knuckles turned white. The monk looked at him and asked, "How does it feel?" "It hurts," Arun said. The monk nodded. "Then why don't you let it go?" Arun stared at the stone. "Because you told me to hold it." The monk's eyes twinkled. "And who told you to keep holding your pain?" Arun froze. The monk stood up, his robes brushing the grass. "Pain is like that stone," he said. "It's not meant to be carried forever. The river moves because it doesn't hold anything. You suffer because you do." And with that, the monk walked away, leaving Arun alone with the stone still in his hand. That night, Arun couldn't sleep. The monk's words echoed in his mind. He looked at the stone under the moonlight, smooth, harmless, yet heavy when clutched too long. He thought of Mira, the way she laughed, the way she held his face when she was sick, and whispered, "Promise me you'll keep living." He had broken that promise. Tears filled his eyes. He walked to the river in the cold moonlight and stared into the black water. The reflection of the moon rippled with every breath of wind. He clenched the stone tighter, his heart pounding. Then, slowly, he opened his fingers and let it fall. The splash was small, but in that sound, something inside him broke free. For the first time in years, Arun took a deep breath without the weight pressing against his chest. The night air smelled of rain and freedom. The next morning, the villagers found him by the river carving again. But something was different. His hands moved with ease. His eyes looked alive. And in front of him was a new statue. A woman smiling as if she'd just let go of the wind. Word spread about the beauty of the sculpture. People came from distant towns to see it. They said it looked alive, as if the marble itself was breathing peace. But Aaron didn't care for praise anymore. He smiled at the river and whispered, "Thank you." Years passed. Aaron grew old, his hair silver like the moon. But he kept carving, not from sorrow now, but from serenity. Before his final days, the monk returned to the village once more. He found Aaron by the same river, now too frail to sculpt, holding a small pebble in his palm. The monk sat beside him again, the same silence between them as years ago. Aaron smiled faintly. "I finally learned, old man." The monk chuckled. "And what did you learn, my friend?" "That the river doesn't lose anything when it lets things go," Aaron said. "It gains the freedom to flow." The monk nodded slowly. "Then you are the river now." Aaron looked at the horizon. "No," he whispered. "I'm just the stone learning to float." When he passed away that night, the villagers found him sitting peacefully by the riverbank, the pebble gone from his hand. Some say the current carried it far away, others say the river kept it, a token of his release. But everyone agreed on one thing, that from that day the river near Arun's home seemed to sing softer, as if it remembered him, the man who learned to let go. And when travelers came to see his final statue, a sculpture of open hands, palms facing the sky, they would often stop and whisper, "Maybe peace isn't about holding on. Maybe it's about learning when to let go." Because sometimes freedom doesn't come from what we take. It comes from what we release. The world keeps telling us to hold tight, to fight, to keep, to never lose. But the truth is, not everything we lose is a loss. Some things are meant to fall away so we can finally rise. So when life asks you to let go of someone, of something, of some old version of yourself, don't fight it, don't fear it. The river is waiting, and when you release what weighs you down, you'll finally see you were never drowning. You were just learning how to flow.